Live from Sin City, it's the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. And now, here's the star of the show, Diet Dr. Griffin!
This is Diet Dr. Griffin back with another episode of the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. Shane's with us today. How are you doing, Shane?
I am doing much better than I was last week.
Yeah, you sound a lot better.
I cheated death and I feel great. I can breathe without feeling like I'm drowning, so that's kind of nice.
What are your secret remedies for dealing with a respiratory illness?
Just cough it out.
Yeah.
Is pretty much my thing. That and like if you can get yourself into a steam room. I know like being in public's kind of a faux pas, but I like to crank. I have like a little space heater in my bathroom.
Yeah.
So I crank the heat in the bathroom. Just take like a hot shower, literally until the hot water runs out, and then just leave the door closed with the fan off, and just breathe in the steam and try to cough out as much as I can. So lots of vitamin C. Oh, actually, my grandma turned me on to this thing. It's a supplement that you can take, and what it does is it binds to free radicals in your body, and it helps your liver like process waste. It's called glutathione, and I'm probably saying that absolutely wrong. But that is amazing.
Just as a disclaimer, Diet Dr. Griffin has not had time to do any research on said supplements, so
yeah.
take or beware if you want to go down that road. I've never even heard of this before, so just as the doctors, I don't want to lose a medical license over this, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyways, my grandma turned me on to it, and it's awesome. So, how are you, Griffin?
I've been all right. I was actually in Denver this week on a work project.
Oh yeah, how was Denver?
Well, I mean, I didn't get to see much of Denver proper because it was basically like I was at the hotel and at the location of work the entire time, which was way outside of Denver proper. So,
Oh wow.
I didn't get to have a lot of social fun time on this trip. So not a whole lot of Denver to report.
Carpooling was? You were carpooling like how many hours outside of Denver?
Well, no, we the thing I was worried about was carpooling like to different sites and stuff, but I ended up just working at the office the entire time. So that wasn't as bad. We were only like 15 minutes away from the hotel and everything.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was much smoother than I was anticipating it being. So very nice trip.
Yeah, it's always nice when it goes that direction. So
Yeah. Well, we're at MLB free agency, and I can tell you one team that will likely not be doing anything in free agency, and that is unfortunately the Colorado Rockies.
and the Seattle Mariners. So
Oh no, you'll do more than the Rockies will do. The Rockies won't do anything. Unless they just decide out of left field to sign one of Boris's clients again, like Chris Bryant just randomly did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like they just randomly signed with him with the Rockies, and I couldn't believe he did that. And obviously, considering how well that signing has gone, I don't think the Rockies are going to get back in there.
Yeah, especially not with Boris anymore. So
No. They've. I mean, those guys are weird. Well, I didn't realize we were going to go on a Denver, Colorado Rockies tangent right out the gate here. But we haven't had a chance to really talk about free agency, which began right after the World Series.
Yep.
So one unique part of free agency is the qualifying offers. And what qualifying offer is, it's basically you assign a free agent, and more often than not, you are assigning this to somebody that you don't expect to accept the qualifying offer.
Yeah.
So, like all of the really, really good players, basically qualifying offer is a 1-year deal at a set number, and they set at a different number every year. Like right now, it's around $21 million a year.
Uh-huh.
So you'll see all like the big free agents, that are eligible for it, and there are rules about it. Like if you trade for somebody, for example, during the off season, you can't give them a qualifying offer.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Jack Flaherty would have been a prime qualifying offer candidate had he been with the Tigers the entire year, but because he was traded to the Dodgers, he is ineligible for that.
Gotcha.
So you'll see guys like Max Fried, Juan Soto, Willie Adames. There's a whole list of guys that get offered these things every single year. Usually, all the really good players get offered the qualifying offer if they're able to.
Teoscar Hernandez is in the mix this year too. Number
Yes.
2 after Juan Soto. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, he got offered one, and most of the guys are going to decline it.
Yeah.
But there was a guy so far who has accepted the qualifying offer, and that was Nick Martinez of the Cincinnati Reds,
Oh,
which was a little interesting there.
yeah. Guess he doesn't think he can do better in free agency.
Yeah, I mean that's usually why they do the qualifying offer. Another interesting candidate is Nick Pivetta of the Red Sox, who I thought for sure was going to accept the qualifying offer because he is a mid-level pitcher, but from rumblings that I've heard out there, multiple teams are interested in him on a 3-year deal.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah,
Good
so,
for him. Yeah.
so I'll give you the they give you the full list besides Martinez, and you have
Like, did Martinez have a down year this year? Is that why he accepted? I didn't think he
Martinez.
played that bad, but
He was actually pretty decent. Let me look at Baseball Reference too.
yeah.
I
Yeah, from what I understand, it wasn't like he was terrible, so
think what it is that he was one of those guys who was a reliever for a long time.
gotcha.
He actually had he's 34 years old for one thing.
Okay, that's that. There you go. That's the reason.
He's 34. He had a 10-7 record with a 3.10 ERA over 142 innings, 116 strikeouts, and a 102.6 whip.
Wow,
So
I mean that's a good. Those are good numbers.
these are good numbers, but he's historically been a reliever, and I think they want to kind of see more numbers, basically, just more
Gotcha.
because I mean his metrics seem pretty decent. So
Well, some people just don't, I mean, especially at that age, betting on yourself to, get another 3-year deal. What, he's going to be 35 and then he'd want a deal till he's 38. And there aren't very many people doing it past that age.
well,
So,
it's not just that. The qualifying offer also carries draft pick compensation. So the
uh, so
team
he's doing a favor for the team too, because they get some draft picks.
Well, no,
So,
no, they only get the draft picks if they leave. So
oh,
the
okay.
team, the team that signs a player with a qualifying offer has to give a draft pick to the team that they were played for the previous year.
Okay. Gotcha.
So sometimes the whole qualifying offer makes it more difficult for a player to get the kind of offer that they want, especially like a mid-level player. It makes it harder for them to latch onto a deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were a couple of instances of players, Craig Kimbrell and Dallas Keuchel, who both were given qualified offers, and
Um,
they didn't sign their deals until June because it was after the MLB draft, and so that it was kind of a noose around their neck, kind of keeping them from being able to do anything.
gotcha.
Yeah, so it's kind of this tiptoeing tap dance that the teams play. And occasionally you'll see pitchers sometimes accept it, but only like 14 players have ever accepted qualifying offers, and it's under 10% of the guys that get them accept them.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. So,
So I can give you the full list here.
oh, yeah, do it.
So we got, besides Martinez, you have Luis Severino of the Mets, you
Okay.
have Corbin Burns,
Oh, yeah, Bernsey.
Orioles, yeah, obviously. Bregman from the Astros, Max Fried, Willie Adames, Also, a couple other Mets here: Pete Alonso and Sean Manaea.
Oh yeah, that's right, Manaya. I always forget. So
Those older players can sneak on by there. Uh,
yeah.
Anthony Santander of the Orioles,
Oh, Santandy.
Teoscar Hernandez, as you mentioned before.
Teo, let's go, dude. I'm so like, ah, man. I just side note, I'm so happy for the guy. I loved him when he was in Seattle. I think he's just a
Yeah.
great. I can't say enough about how awesome that guy is, and I'm so happy for him that he's getting his. So,
I'm not seeing Juan Soto listed here. I wonder if the trade prior to the season nullified that ability. I always thought it was trades mid-season, but if it was trade before the season, that might have prevented it as well.
yeah.
Christian Walker of the Diamondbacks, and of course Nick Pivetta that we mentioned earlier.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. I forget that Christian Walker is. That's one of the people that I hope the Mariners at least like talk to because he's not going to be super expensive, and the guy just quietly puts up solid numbers every single year. So
Yeah, he was a total all-star snub this past year.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Me,
And
he was.
it's like yeah, just no one ever talks about the guy, and he's just like going about his thing in the middle of the desert, just like better than half the league every single year. So
Yeah, he was more deserving of the All-Star bid than Pete Alonso was.
oh yeah, absolutely. And I love, don't get me wrong, I love the polar bear, but he's much more consistent. So
And he's
a better
also
defense too.
and he's also won the Gold Glove in the National League at first base the last 3 years, including this year. So we can talk about the Gold Glove winners while we're here because, transition. They just released those this past week.
Yeah. Well, what league do you want to start in, national or American?
Let's start with the
Has
American League.
Christian Walker ever won a platinum glove?
Uh, I don't I don't know. It doesn't really list the. No, he's just a regular Gold Glove winner.
Okay, just 3 times. Yeah. Not those multiple guys, they'll get a platinum in there every once in a while.
Well,
So.
platinum gloves only are given to one player in each league.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
So it's
saying is like
very,
some.
very hard to get the platinum when only one out of the 10 guys. And they also have these weird utility
Yeah.
ones. So let's start the American League here. Cal Raleigh is the defense, basically the Gold Glove winner.
Big dumper, let's go.
Yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
he wants out of Seattle if they don't want to win too. So that will be interesting to watch as his career unfolds. So
and I believe he was the Platinum Glove. This article I'm reading doesn't say the Platinum Gloves, but I thought he won the Platinum Glove for the American League.
he did. It says Cal Raleigh wins Gold Glove and AL Platinum Glove award. So
Yeah, I'm looking at my article must be too old. So Carlos Santana, not the singer of the band Santana, but at the Twinkies first baseman won the Gold Glove. Then you got
also a former Mariner. So
yes, he's gotten around quite a bit.
yeah,
Uh, Andreas Jimenez of the Guardians,
no surprise there.
Bobby Witt at shortstop, and
No surprise
that could be a
there.
first of many for him.
Yeah.
Alex Bregman, Gold Glove winner at third base.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know
Steve
who would have been better. Oh, I guess
Kapp
the
to the National League.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
was the Gold Glove winner last year, I believe, in the American League. So obviously all the defense in the National League now. Uh,
Yeah.
Stephen Kwan of the Guardians, he's won 3 Golden Gloves in his 3 years. He's pretty good at defense.
Oh man, dude, that guy is fun to watch too. Some of the balls that he gets to out in left field, like those
Yeah,
dying quails that would drop in front of anyone, that guy just runs up on and catches. So
for sure. Dalton Varsho in center field wins the Gold Glove for the Blue Jays.
Dalton.
Now, here's an interesting one. I'm a little surprised about this. Weiler Abreu wins
Yeah.
the and wins the right field Gold Glove for the Red Sox. And I'm actually surprised because I didn't think he played enough. I thought he was a platoon bat. I thought he didn't play enough games to get enough defense.
I had him on I picked him up on he was a platoon bat to start, and I picked him up for fantasy last year,
Yeah.
and he played almost, other than when he was injured, he played every single. I mean, he very quickly became like the regular guy out there.
Okay. Well, I showed how much I pay attention to my former team right now.
Well,
Uh,
you're a Yankees fan anyway, so.
oh, yes, yes. Yankee sympathizer. Uh,
Oh, you can't be both. I mean, I watched the comeback. You can't be both. So.
uh, Seth Lugo won for the as a pitcher, and in the utility, Dylan Moore, the
Oh,
man.
yeah, Seth Lugo. Okay.
Dylan Moore. So let's go to the National League here. Patrick Bailey of the Giants is the catcher.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, Christian Walker, first base.
Yeah.
Bryce Terang, who for the Brewers, he actually won the Platinum Glove too for the National
Hmm.
League. So at second base,
Okay.
one of the guys I had on my fantasy team.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Ezekiel
Did get the
Tovar.
platinum glove before.
Ezekiel Tovar won the Gold Glove for the Rockies. So
Toby.
something good for them.
Yeah.
And of course Matt Chapman won
Yeah,
for
that's good. Yeah, he went from
again.
the AL to the NL. Yeah.
Ian Happ of the Cubbies in the left field.
Oh,
Brenton
they're going to be so good this year.
Brenton Doyle, the Rockies. So another good thing. At least the Rockies have a little bit of defense.
Well, they need it in the outfield there because it's giant. So,
Yeah. Sal Frelick of the Brewers, and I didn't even realize he played that much either.
yeah.
At right field, Chris Sale of the Braves won then the pitcher,
Let's go. Let's go. Chris Sale having a comeback.
and then Jared Trujillo of the Pirates, who I've honestly never heard of.
Yeah, me, yeah, same. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even know he was an MLB baseball player. So,
Yeah, he must have been really far. He was played with the Pirates last year
hmm.
as the utility. And where do you stand on the whole utility Gold Glove winner? Because I don't really think that there should be one.
honestly, I don't care. Okay. So I understand your point in why you think there shouldn't be one, but then also if you think about it, like to actually be a designated utility guy and go out there and play multiple different positions at the major league level is a very difficult thing to do. And in that sense, like I do think that based on, however many, games they have to play out of a utility position, that they deserve, like the best guy does deserve some recognition for that because it is not an easy thing to do. So
I'll give you that. It's definitely hard, and even
yeah, I
like
mean, can you imagine like going out and you play 61 games at the hot corner and then 47 games at second base, which is completely different, and then playing so well that you get, a defensive award for it. Not only that, I'm reading this, he played nine times at first base and nine times at a shortstop and once in right field. Like that's just I mean, at the major league level, like now, there just has to be something to be said for those guys who can go out there and get it done in a way that doesn't hurt the team. So,
yeah, I'm reading that as well. I'm happy for him. So we haven't had a whole lot of transactions so far in terms of like free agents signing. The big thing is that the Angels are like the only ones that are actually signing players right now, which is kind of
dude,
funny.
I think they're embarrassed from losing or being last in the league behind the Athletics, and they are like a
Well, no,
madman
nobody
out
was
there right
worse
now.
than the White Sox last year. Even
Yeah.
as the Angels were, they weren't the
I
White
mean,
Sox.
they were embarrassed. I think that organization is like, okay, we don't have Shohei Ohtani. We want people to still show up to the games, and they lost all of that Ohtani money too. And so they're like, we need to put a good product on the field like fast, otherwise we're going to lose the team. So
Well, they seem to be doing it in a very weird roundabout way because they went out and signed Kyle Hendricks
yeah,
to a 1 year, $2.5 million contract. Who Kyle Hendricks was very bad last year. Let's just be honest, and he doesn't have any real zip on that ball. He's like a slower version of Greg Maddux with his stuff. He's referred to as the professor because he just is all about control and stuff, but he will get home runs hit against him because he can't really throw above 90.
Well, apparently they've also been connected to Kikuchi as well. They offered him James Passon said they offer him $51 million for 3 years. So we'll see if he wants to take that deal
He's got to
or
shop
not.
that. He's got to shop that.
I know they
around.
got rid of their second baseman LeBlanc as well.
They did sign Kevin Newman to a contract. So Kevin Newman is an infielder who could definitely cover second base if they wanted to. They also signed Travis d'Arnaud to a 2-year, $12
It
million
seems like they're
contract.
making a case for it.
Now, no, Travis is a good player too, but the problem is they already have Logan O'Hoppe, and now you're basically spending 12 million over 2 years on a backup catcher. So I don't know what the Angels are trying to do with their lineup. A lot of money and two catchers, and probably two of their best nine every day are those two guys. And then you have Soler and Mike Trout, who you're probably going to want to start DHing at least one of those two guys regularly.
Yeah. I think Mike Trout's done. I mean, playing in the field, honestly, which,
Yeah.
I guess the guy just wanted to hang out in LA and have a good time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just sad because he's one of the best players of our generation and he just did literally nothing in LA. So,
yeah, they're not going to do anything as long as Artie's the owner. They gotta just trade him at some point. And
yeah,
you can't really play him at first because you got Noah Shanwell, who's played pretty well there.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, the Angels are just a mess.
hey, give him to Seattle. He can be a DH here. We need one of those. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, is that what Mitch Haniger is going to do? Because Mitch Haniger accepted his contract to come back for next year at $15.5 million.
yeah, because because we love just wasting money on terrible players who we have no business being a part of.
Well,
He's not even going to play half the year again. The whole entire reason why they traded. I don't. Yeah, okay. The whole Mitch Haniger thing. I could go on and be angry forever, but
they
this
traded
isn't the time.
him. They had to take on Haniger to basically get rid of Robbie Ray.
Exactly. I
That's
mean,
what they were
I
doing.
understand like the idea, but you could have tried to at least take on someone else. So.
That's how it goes.
I mean, you could have oh man, who was the rookie in the outfield for San Francisco this year who basically like carried the team until everyone came Hector.
Are you talking about Ramos, Elliot Ramos?
Yeah, Elliot Ramos. I mean, like he was a nobody at that point in time during the offseason, wasn't even going to make the team. You could have got that guy and then gotten production out of someone and had a young player on the team. So these are the things like when Jerry's making trades for offense, I'm just like, what do you look at, Jerry? Like nothing? Do you just like throw darts at pictures and you're like, well, whatever picture it hits, I guess we'll take that guy as long as he's above 35 and sucks. So
So I gotta ask you a question, Jay. When you throw a dart at the wall, you're just hoping that it sticks.
yes.
Jeff and I had a bit of an argument on the
I
show.
know he was talking about how I
Usually
listened
you throw
to
spaghetti on the wall and you see if it sticks, but I throw in darts there to see if it sticks.
yeah, well, yeah, I've never heard the spaghetti thing. Maybe that's like
I've
a
heard spaghetti. I've heard throwing mud on the wall, seeing what sticks. I've heard that before.
yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. I'm a darts person, so
Yeah, I am too. So some interesting free agents that have come along. Nathan Eovaldi, he declined a $20 million option with the Rangers.
that's surprising because how much does that guy have left in the tank?
The thing is that Eovaldi is an effective pitcher. You always know that he's going to end up on the injured list at some point.
Yeah. How many is he the one who's had like 3 Tommy John surgeries
He's
already?
had two Tommy John surgeries.
Two.
But I mean, last year he was 12-8 with a 3.8 ERA over 170 innings, 166 strikeouts, and a 1.10 whip. Like
I mean, that's serviceable for sure.
that's
Yeah.
not bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad. He's started 29 games too, so I mean he was pretty much
Yeah.
healthy the entire year.
Yeah. I think a lot of the times those guys too, when they know they're out of contention, especially once they start getting up in years, it's like the reverse of the try to be injured for the first half and come back in the second half is play the first half, your team's not in contention, and then be injured for the second half. So
Well, I mean, I think Evaldi's gonna try to just go to a contender. He's already won two. He might as well try to get a third ring, you know?
yeah, exactly. Who has the most rings in baseball? I'm curious.
Um, well, I mean, Will Smith has got three.
Yeah.
You know that. Let's see, Madison Bumgarner had three. I'm pretty sure Mookie has three right now. Mookie's like talking about trying to beat Jeter and get all the rings.
Oh, I would love that. I would absolutely love for someone to beat Jeter.
That's probably a good Google to figure out who has the most rings among active MLB players.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's an off the hours. So we got some big free agents, obviously. Juan Soto probably being the biggest at this point. Teams are
Yeah.
starting to line up and meet with them. He's meeting with the Red Sox, meeting with the Blue Jays, the Mets, and the Yankees, among others. The Dodgers apparently are not overly interested in signing him, and only if the price comes down.
Yeah, but I don't think that price is coming down. And honestly, the Dodgers, I think sometimes you can have too many stars on a team.
Yeah.
And I think the Dodgers are probably pretty good. They'll probably go after that. What they need is pitching. They'll probably
Yes.
go after that Japanese prospect pretty
Yes.
hard.
They need a lot of pitching because outside of Yamamoto and Glass now, their pitching depth is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Kershaw is going to try to play at some point, obviously, for them, but you don't know what else there. You don't know where the other three or four slots. Obviously, Otani's going to try to pitch next year too. You got him, but
Yeah.
but assuming you're running a six-man rotation, which is what I'm sure are going to run next year with Otani, you still
Yeah.
need at least three guys.
Yeah. That's
They've had
true.
so many injuries. I would not surprise me if they try to sign a guy to a shorter term deal. Maybe they go after a Sean Manaea or maybe even a Nathan Eovaldi or someone like that. You know, just somebody with like injury prone stuff, but doesn't have to have the same level of workload.
Yeah. Okay. That
Oh,
makes sense.
and on a couple of closing notes here, the Tampa Bay Rays have a report that it's going to cost them about $55 million to repair the Tropicana field after the hurricane and to have it ready for the beginning of 2026.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Why?
I
Why
that was
bother?
my question. Why would they even bother with doing that? Because they have planned to build a new stadium. They shouldn't even consider it.
Not only that, but the Yankees spring training field
Yeah.
as a player is the highest person on their payroll next year. So
Yeah. The Rays are going to be playing at basically the new Tropicana, George Steinbrenner Field, which is a spring training facility for the Yankees, and the Yankees are going to be getting $15 million a year to do that. And as Shane was alluding to, that is more than any other player on the Rays payroll at
oh
the
man,
moment. And honestly, it would not surprise me if they trade a couple of the guys mentioned there,
yeah,
Yandy Diaz and Brandon Lau, who are making 10.
yeah.
I think Jeffrey Springs is making 10 and a half, and I don't know if they're going to trade him because he has had some injury issues over the past couple of years.
Wow.
Another interesting stadium note is that the Baltimore Orioles are going to be playing with their stadium again. And it's very interesting that they're doing this because I think the reason that the Baltimore Orioles actually got good was because of the stadium move that they made.
Yeah, but then Mr. Whiny Yankee Judge was like, I can't hit home runs.
Well, it's not just that. Like none of the players on the Orioles could hit home runs, and they were probably ones complaining about it.
Yeah, but no one complained as publicly as Mr. Aaron Judge. So,
Oh well, yeah, he just made the joke about the creative park there.
yeah.
And there was a 1 year where Gleyber Torres hit like 19 home runs or something crazy at that ballpark.
Oh, I mean, speaking of free agents, he's another guy who is up for,
Yeah,
New York.
yeah,
So,
I don't think he's coming back to the Yankees.
yeah, I would love to see him in a Mariners uniform. So
But like
I think we should
now,
get him
but
for
now
cheap.
they're the Orioles are like we overcorrected with the changes, and now we're trying to just find the middle ground. And I just feel like it's probably gonna hurt them more than help them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, sometimes, so they have 3 years of data, and it's
Yeah.
like, so you've been playing well also for 3 years, so maybe just like leave it, and
Well,
just
according to an article I'm reading, it from 2022 to 2024, right-handed batters hit just 218 home runs in Baltimore, which is tied for third fewest of any ballpark in the league.
yeah. Well, right-handed people, they do feel entitled to everything. So
And according to Baseball Savant, 137 home runs have been lost during that period due to the bigger dimensions in left field. So
well,
it's
I don't
it's
know.
one of those things. I think they want to help their guys out, but at the same time, the big power hitters, the big boppers are still going to probably hit a lot of home runs there, so it's going to hurt the pitching. And I don't
Yeah.
know if having a happy medium is necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, I don't might as well just like keep them in the yard and then let lefties hit bombs. We deserve it anyway. So
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. I mean, the Orioles have struggled in the playoffs. They have not made it out of the divisional round over the past couple of years.
and what's crazy about this year is their pitching was absolutely phenomenal, but they just didn't show up offensively at the plate, which was weird because that's never been their problem, and it's not like they had like exceptional pitching. I mean, Corbin Burns is an exceptional pitcher, but I mean,
Ironically, Burns lost the game that he pitched 1-0. It's like,
that's what I'm saying is like, so the guy goes like 7 innings of run one ball, which was like every single pitcher, and they can't even win games. Like 2-1, 1-0, 1-0. It's crazy.
yeah, the Orioles are going to be a very interesting team to watch in the offseason because they have a win now core, but they also have new ownership too.
Oh
And
yeah, that's right.
and it's unclear how much they're going to start spending. They're going to take advantage and maybe try to keep Burns or try to go after a big time pitching guy because that's what they really need. They really need a lot of pitching. And
Yeah,
are they going to try to keep Anthony Santander, who had
yeah,
a career year last year, hitting over 40 home runs?
yeah. I mean, I would keep Santander. I would try to keep Burns. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, again, you don't know how much money they have to spend, but like you said, they have prospects out the yin yang, prospects
Yeah,
that they
that's the
still
other
have as
thing.
well that
That's
they
the other
can trade
thing.
for pitching. So
Or guys you can play instead of paying Anthony Santander.
yeah, that's that. I mean, that's true as well. They might as well try to get something for Anthony coming off of a career year. I mean, that's the best time to trade guys like that.
Well,
So,
he's a free agent, so he got a qualifying offer, as you mentioned earlier.
oh yeah, that's right.
So they're gonna get something for him if he signs elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're running out of time on the show. Do you have any closing remarks today?
Yeah, so I didn't know this, but the Platinum Glove only started in 2011. And Nolan Arenado has won it 6 years in a row in the National League and also has the most at six from 2017 to 2022. Nolan Arenado, only person winning the Platinum Glove in the National League.
And he is a tremendous defensive third baseman, but his time may have passed now that he's with Matt Chapman in the National League.
Yeah, who also has a couple, but in the American League on the Oakland A's from 2018 to 2019.
Did he not win the Platinum Glove with the last year, or did somebody else win that last year? I thought he won the Platinum Glove with...
Andres Jimenez. That's why Andres is flashing the shiny. So
got it.
yeah.
Well, that's our show today. We look forward to talking to you guys next week about some more free agent news as we start to unfold, and maybe we'll start doing some deep dives into what teams should do going forward in the offseason. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye now.